I'm Colt Stevens from C. Stevens Gunworks. The following video you're going to see is an archive of my earlier work. Some of these earlier videos of mine have some great information that I really wanted to repost and preserve. So I hope you enjoy the content and I hope you learn something from this video. Today we're going to be talking about the H&K USC 16-inch rifle 45 ACP firearm. We are also back in the new space today. This is studio number 3 that we've had on this channel here. We're excited to do that. We'll get right into the review here of this firearm. We'll go over the specs first, and I'll tell you my opinion on this gun. And I'll give you a hint right now, this is a very cool gun. They're very rare, you very rarely see them. Not often found in the wild. If you ever see one, you should really jump on it, because I think right now Gunbroker has maybe 6 in all 50 states, and this is actually one of them. This is right here in Little Horseshoe, North Carolina. So we'll get right into it. They give you a very nice H&K branded soft side case for this gun. Inside the case, you have the accessory packet. So you have one extra 10-round mag. You have the H&K branded lock. You have the manual, you get an H&K sticker. That's really why you bought the whole gun. And that's it for the accessories. We'll get onto the gun. That's all they send you for accessories. Give you a nice padded case here. They give you 4 straps across for shifting around. That's pretty nice. It's a very high quality case. They didn't skimp out on the case here. And they don't send you with a hard case. It comes in a cardboard box and a soft case. Here is the gun itself, the H&K USC. If you're familiar with this platform, this is the civilianized version of the UMP45 carbine. In this country, that is an SBR. That's why they do it in this configuration. Super long barrel. The UMP is about this long. It only sticks out just a hair from the actual upper receiver here. This also has a different stock here than traditional. This is the skeletonized USC stock. That's proprietary to this design. So we'll go over the features here. This is a overall length of 35.43 from here to muzzle. This is a blowback recoil system. If you're familiar with AR-15s, direct impingement is what they use. There's a hole in the barrel about here, comes back through. In this case, that is not the case. At the chamber, it's just a straight recoil pulse. The bolt comes back, the spent shell is ejected out the right side. Another one is, it's held by a spring, it comes back, strips the round out of the magazine and puts it back in the chamber. Very simple. There's not a whole lot of parts to it. It's about as simple as you can get. There's not a whole lot to it, and it's very easy to maintain. That's why they like that. And that is the idea for the USC and the UMP. Simple to maintain, easily producible, not a whole lot of moving parts. These were originally marketed to law enforcement and military. Military didn't really work out. Law enforcement got a little bit of traction. I don't know exactly where they went, but the USC is now available for civilian sales. So kind of like the SP5 and the MP5. We'll do a video on that one very soon. So moving along, this is the modular caliber system. So the original law enforcement contract for these guns, they issued them in 9mm, 40 S&W cartridge, and 45 ACP. The USC only comes in 45. However, if you know a reliable H.K. Smith, such as Horseshoe Firearms, they will actually sell, you have to buy this third party, it's not straight from H&K, but you can get the modular caliber system for 9mm or 40 S&W to change the 45, which you would have if you have a standard USC, into the 9 or the 40 S&W cartridge. That consists of a barrel, the bolt, which is inside, you don't really see it. It's the part that moves here if you can see it on camera, and the magazine. Those 3 parts have to be changed, but otherwise very simple. H&K does not sell those kits. You almost always have to buy them third party unless you're law enforcement. I believe that's the only way to get them straight from the factory. So moving on, this is a cold hammer forged target crown barrel. So on here, there is no threads on here. It's just straight target crown, a little bit of a flare to it right at the end. I don't know if I can catch it on camera. It's a long barrel, it's not threaded. If you want it threaded, you have to get somebody to thread it for you. At that point, you would also probably want to have the barrel cut to the correct length, and of course in the US that becomes a short barrel rifle. As long as you pay your tax, you're okay. But make sure you read up on that process before you do it. It takes you about 30 days to do a Form 1, which is you yourself doing it. Or if a shop does it for you, you're going to have to pay the manufacturing tax and all that. That takes about 9 to 12 months. Usually better to do it yourself if you have that kind of tooling. But it is cold hammer forged. That's a very nice feature. There's not a whole lot of places in the US that do cold hammer forged barrels. H&K is one of them. So that's good to know, very high quality barrel. Moving on, the skeletonized stock, that's this back here. So this is all one piece. It's molded together. So you have this section here and this section here. So it's skeletonized, so you've got this open area here, you've got this open area here. Their traditional stock goes about this much. There's not this section here. I think they call that the HDPS stock. That's the brand of the stock that they use on the real deal UMP45. You can also put Picatinny rail sections on here. If you notice on here, every now and then you'll see these little holes right here. So you got one here and one here. On the left side, you got one here and one here. And on the right side, you have one here and one here, same as the left. Those are for Picatinny rail attachments. Those are proprietary to H&K. You can buy those rail sections, you can put them on, you can put your accessories wherever you want at that point. There is also one on the bottom if you want to put like a grip or something like that. Which, again, you got to get H&K proprietary stuff to make your accessories work with this gun. This has a adjustable rear sight. So this here, you have two diopters here. You have your peep sight and you have your open aperture sight. You can also adjust these. There's a tool somewhere in that bag of accessories where you can adjust height, windage, and elevation with these. The front sight does not appear to have any adjustment. It's just held in there by a roll pin. I imagine you can take it out if you want to, but I wouldn't mess with that. The safety here, so you have a lever on this side, right there. You also have one on this side, standard, right there, and with dexterous either side. Oversized trigger guard, so if you have like a gloved hand, you can get in there pretty easily. Lots of extra space for a glove, which is a nice feature. If you're an elite operator and you have to wear gloves at the shooting range, you can do that. Or if you really are out in the field, you can do that as well. This ships with 10-round magazines. These here, these are the 10-rounders. You get 2 of these. You get one in the bag and one in it when you get it. The 10-rounders are standard. They also make 25-rounders you can get that stick out way further, but they don't come with these. I don't think you have to do any modification to get the 25-rounders to work right out of the box. You just stick them in and they're ready to go. The other thing which they didn't mention on their website is this firearm has the paddle mag release right here. You just press that, it pops out. And you put it in, very satisfying click. The other thing with this gun is they offer the H&K lifetime warranty. And I must say, H&K is one of the best brand names known out there. So I would not have any doubts that they would stand by their warranty. I've never heard anybody complain about an H&K. They are what they are, and they are probably one of the best out there as far as companies go. People that tend to buy H&K will only buy H&K. They won't buy any other brand. So finally, the MSRP on this one is $16.39, which for what you're getting is a pretty good price. Nowadays, you'll be hard pressed to find one at that price. The street price is around $2,000. limited time today. We do have one in store. It probably won't last till tomorrow. If you're watching this video, it may already be gone, but you can look on our website if we still have it. Other than that, that is this firearm. Personally, if I was to own one of these, what I would do is I would go ahead and do the full UMP conversion to this gun. And that consists of cutting down the barrel and changing out the stock to that HDPS stock that I mentioned. All in all, the whole gun after the conversion should be around $3,500. I think that's about the going rate for that kind of service. So you're putting about the same cost as the gun into it, about $1,500 or more, depending on where you go, to both get the parts and have the labor done to it. But it's worth it at that point. You have a military law enforcement clone UMP45. You'll have to SBR it though, and that has its own drawbacks to it. You got to do that 5320 travel form every time you go out of state with it because it's an SBR for the ATF. It's not a big deal though. It's tolerable. So. But that's everything on this gun. To those watching that are regulars here at the channel, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe.